So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our FM24 series here on the channel, our manager journey, and we've come back a little bit later than we were going to do, but we have done it a little bit differently because now we're doing it my way. We're playing free at the back, we're playing how I want to play football, screw what the Scunthorpe board want. If we're going to get promotion this season, we're going to do it by doing it my way because the other way weren't exactly working. Let me show you what I mean. If we have a look at the schedule, you saw us last around September time, and then we've had we were getting very mixed results. Oldham losing 1-0 at home. We drew away with Chester. That weren't a bad result, to be fair. Then we had Swindon, Harrogate. It was very hit and miss, and then we decided, right, after this couple of games here with Swindon and Harrogate, I thought, do you know what? We're not playing counter-attacking direct football anymore. We're going to play the free at the back, which we got out of the National League with, but we're going to tweak it a little bit, and let's have a look at this run we've been on. The Hartlepool game is a little bit of an anomaly there, but apart from that, we've been scoring goals, we've been looking very, very positive indeed, and we've also made a couple of little transfers as well. We're having a look at some other people, but just to look at the transfers that come in, we've brought in Gary Gardner, just an experienced defensive midfielder. Made sense to bring him in, 32 years old. He's only in contract till the end of the season, so why not bring him in? And we've also brought in, trying to say this, Alexei Rojas Fedorushenko. That's easily done, isn't it? We brought this kid in. It was a free transfer after leaving Arsenal last season. Possibly more, one for the future, but looks a decent goalkeeper. All of this means that at the moment, we are now third in the league. We are 7 points behind second place Eastleigh, who we play on this episode, and then Swindon are top of the league. And straight away, we're going to get into it because we have Eastleigh away, and this is the team that will be starting. It is Dewhurst in goal, a back three of Evans, Chaplin and Hull. Duru is playing at right wing back. Matheson is injured at this moment, as is Tatonda. Probably both our first choice wing back. Smith is holding in midfield because Harrison Neal's not exactly fit. Kenlock on the left. Berry and Elliott are the two attacking midfielders, with Roberts playing in the 10 off Connor Wickham, who starts up top. I reckon we're in with a decent chance today. I'm just checking to see if we're going to put anybody else on the bench. I think we're pretty good as we are, but this is going to be a tough first game of the episode, it must be said, because look, Eastleigh are a good side. Richard Hill, the manager, they are above us in the league. We've been on a good run lately, which we certainly have. We've been playing very, very well. Soon as we've swapped back to this free at the back, it's given us a little bit extra. We've been able to play a little bit more, which is what I've enjoyed. And I'm hoping we can carry that on today. But we are aware we've got two very tough away games. We are also aware it's getting very close to Christmas and it's getting very bloody cold as well. So I'm not being a hit manager with the hoodie. I was going to put a cap on as well, as Jake Hull puts us 1-0 up straight away from a set piece. It's a great delivery from Berry. And there is Jake Hull to nod it past the goalkeeper. It is Eastleigh 0, Scunthorpe 1. And straight away, we are on it. And it's a good leap from the 6'6" man. McDonald maybe will be a little bit upset with that, but that is a perfect start away at our promotion challenges. We're coming up to January. We're going to be making some changes. This is the Boxing Day game. There's a couple of transfers I'd like to have a look at. I think possibly Chris Martin's one that I might get rid of. That's a great strike from Adam Berry. And we're still knocking it around in the Eastleigh box. Are we going to strike it? Berry strikes. And it's into the stand. Yeah, I think transfer-wise, there may be some options to have a look at. But we have got a corner to defend here from Eastleigh. As Connor Wickham heads away. Well, it's going to come to Baldwin on the edge of the box. Now, Panther. There's defending to be done here, and defending we certainly do. Chaplin and Hull. It's got to be said, some of these centre-halves are really coming into it at this moment in time. They're starting to play well. I think the 3 suits us possibly a little bit more than the 2 did at the back, as Eastleigh is still coming forward here. That looks like it's a bad ball, and we will get a goal kick. But yeah, the 3 at the back seems to be working for our centre-halves a little bit more, giving them a little bit more freedom, and having this 2 in midfield that can really bomb on. We've got the defensive midfielder who kind of sits. The wing-backs obviously push on rather high. But the 2 in midfield have got licence to join the attack when they want to. As that's a decent step in by Evans. But Taylor's going to have it and run towards the edge of the box. And he fires it past Dewhurst. I'm a little bit disappointed with that. I felt we could have done a little bit better. Will Evans is back in the side, you will notice as well. But as this came forward, I felt this were a decent tackle-ish. Just kind of missed it. Taylor comes forward. We don't quite get there. And Dewhurst may be a little bit disappointed with that, to be fair. seeing that go past him. So Eastleigh equalise. We've only had really the one chance from that corner. And McDonald's going to clear it long. We hopefully try and pick this up with Evans, which we do. It goes into Wickham. Wickham now to Duru down the right-hand side. Duru's had a good run in the side since Matheson got injured. Elliott tries a ball to the left. And that is miles away from where it needed to be. And Eastleigh will come forward. I'm actually thinking about switching this to a more cautious attacking system here, because as Eastleigh come forward once again, this is looking dodgy, but Dewhurst deals with it well. And now Cal Roberts can come forward, looking left and right. He's got Kenlock on his left, into Corey Smith, the holding midfielder, out to Duru, down the right-hand side, takes a couple of touches. He's going to manage to get the cross in. He's going to nip it into Elliott. That was lovely. Wickham gets it blocked. Now Will Evans. Will he shoot? He won't. Back to Duru. That's a nice ball into the box. And there is Connor Roberts. Cal Roberts. Connor Roberts. Cal Roberts. Was he offside? Do you think he was offside? Let's have a little look. It were nice. I thought Evans might fancy this, but it's a nice little pass into Duru. I mean, I'm not convinced by that. Let me know down in the comments, but that looked a little bit dubious. I'm not complaining about VAR because I'm not a fan, as you know. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I'm not a VAR fan. But yeah, that looked very, very close. I think we can be pretty happy with that performance. I think we should possibly just drop it to cautious a little bit. I think we will get chances, particularly with set pieces during this game. We are going to leave it as we are for the moment. We'll give them another 10 sort of 15 minutes and see if we manage to really step onto them here. But yeah, I don't think that we're offside. Looking at it back, I'm a little bit antagonised on the touchline, but we do have another corner, and it is Berry to cross in. It's going to be Hull again. This time Smith gets it back in. Now McCallum, it's bouncing around. Hull gets a good touch. Roberts, that's a lovely dink. That is a ball and a half from Cal Roberts to the back post. Very, very nice indeed. And Connor Wickham, after, I would say, an inconsistent start, maybe not the most spectacular of starts to a Scunthorpe career. He's only 31, he's Connor Wickham. But that's a lovely, he's dug that out beautifully, Roberts. And Wickham's at the back step, clamping, can't clamp him down. And Wickham sends us 2-1 up away at Eastleigh. But yeah, Connor Wickham's really coming alive in this team at the moment. Shane Long's done very well for us as well. Chris Morton is probably the one that hasn't quite worked out in terms of transfers. But at this moment in time, this is closing the gap on Eastleigh. I'm not quite sure how Swindon are going on. Swindon are a decent side, but we are now trying to play out from the back a little bit as well, as you can see, which we've done with aplomb there. And when we've got some very good players in our midfield. Cal Roberts is loving this number 10 as it's into Duru down the right hand side. Can he get a ball across? He's looking for an option, one of which is Will Evans, who goes into Miles Kenlock. Now Elliott, and that is a great goal. Ben Elliott gets our third goal of the afternoon. And this looks like we are going to win at our fellow promotion chasers. It was dug out well by Duru. Evans played a nice pass. Then Kenlock into Elliott. Strikes it first time. Keeper no chance. Eastleigh 1. Scunthorpe 3. And I think that will signal a time for some substitutions. So Cal Roberts is having a cracking game. I don't really want to take him off. I'm a little bit concerned about Will Evans. Marcus Dewhurst is struggling. That's very interesting. Will Evans struggling a little bit. I might bring on Coogan. I think that makes sense. Roberts, we're going to bring on Danny Whitehall to play in that shadow striker role. And at the moment, I'm going to leave that as it is. We've got Gateshead next up, which could be a tough game for us as Corey Smith brings that down beautifully and sprays it out to the right. And Duru, who's being given acres of space again. This time, it's back into Whitehall and it's blocked. We've got Gateshead next. That should, on paper, be an easier game for us. So I'm hoping that we can possibly pick up 2 wins out of 2 here as Kenlock whips it in. Smith can't get there. Hull knocks it down to Coogan. Hull's going to win it back again. How good has Hull been in the opposition penalty box today? Back to Duru. And it looks like, barring the shouting, this is done and dusted. And that is a huge, huge result for us at Scunthorpe. We are starting to really hit a run of form here. And as you can see, this 3 at the back, I don't know whether it's just me that knows how to set it up. I don't know. This is just the way I play and the way I like to play. We are now 9 points behind Swindon, but we have closed the gap to 4 points on Eastleigh. Next up, we've got Gateshead, and Gateshead have just beat Dagenham and Redbridge 3-0, so these are going to be no mugs either. And since it's only 2 days after the Eastleigh game, we're going to have to make some changes here and rotate quite a lot. Look at these energy levels. Kenlock, Corey Smith, Wickham. We've got a lot of players who are very, very tired indeed now. The main problem we've got is Marcus Dewhurst has just been ruled out with a fractured finger for 2 to 3 weeks. So Jake Eastwood, who was our number 1 at the start of the season, is going to come back in. And this is going to be the team for this second game. It's Eastwood in goal. Saeed is back in for Will Evans. Will Evans absolutely knackered. Chaplin and Coogan comes in for Jake Hull. Jason Law comes in on the left-hand side. Neil comes in as a defensive midfielder. Duru keeps his place. Elliott and Berry in the midfield. We're going to keep them in there. We may have to make changes in that area. Roberts and Long are the front two. What I'm actually going to do is I'm also going to put, I think it's Kian Scale on the bench as well, because I think really looking at it, I would suggest we may need to take one of these midfielders off. So that's the plan. Just for freshness. I mean, Gateshead are going to have had the same issue, but they won 3-0 at home to Dagenham and Redbridge. Obviously, we've had the travel as well. Look, I'm wearing an hoodie. I'm starting to sound like Jurgen Klopp. We've had the travel as well, so we've got to be aware of that. But I'm hoping, once again, it's a 4-3-3 for Gateshead, that we can put on a decent show here. And if we do, I mean, that would put our unbeaten run. We had a blip in the FA Trophy. I weren't that arsed about it. If I'm honest, I'm more bothered about getting out of this league and possibly getting a bigger job offer as well. But we're enjoying this time here at Scunthorpe, especially now we're playing this style of football which resonates with me. There's opportunities here as Elliott bursts forward and we score. Ben Elliott gets the first goal of the game within 29 seconds. Being a Sheffield United fan, I know what that feels like. Especially when you go away to Burnley at times. But no, Harrison Neal, it's a good ball into Elliott. And these two now have got the freedom to roam forward. Elliott just carries on. Nobody tackles him. He strikes it. Turner. I mean, really? That's not fantastic goalkeeping, is it? But let me know what you think down in the comments as well about the goalkeepers this year. I'm very mixed with them at the moment. I might be very mixed with mine. Because we've got a throw-in that we're having to defend, and we are defending poorly, it must be said, and Gateshead have just walked through us. I mean, I can't blame the goalkeeper for that, but what on earth? I seem to concede so many goals this year from throw-ins, and believe me, I've tried everything defensively. But Chaplin just didn't quite get hold of Campbell there, which not ideal at all. But yeah, goalkeepers do seem to be a little bit hit and miss this year. As Gateshead play it forward again, it goes in to Tinkler. And this is the thing in this level, especially with the games coming so thick and fast. I mean, we've got Halifax in 3 days' time. But Gateshead coming forward and playing well here. And that's deflected off Chaplin. And Wes MacDonald, within 13 minutes, Gateshead have managed to turn it around. It's been a very, very difficult start for us after a blinding start. Once again, it's played into the middle. I think this comes off Chaplin. It does. It's a little bit unlucky. I'm not gonna scold him for that by any stretch. I think we're going to encourage though, because we certainly need to. As it goes forward to Wern, and now Roberts does very, very well there. Hopefully he'll just play it into Coogan, which he does. But rotating like this, we've got a few of the lads from last year in the team as Neil goes into Long. Now Long will pick it up and play it into Cal Roberts, who takes a lovely touch, and Cal Roberts makes it 2-2. We're in for a few goals here, ladies and gentlemen, in this this game. I would suggest Cal Roberts is loving that number 10 role, by the way. It's a nice ball forward from Neil. Elliott and Long plays a beautiful pass into Roberts, takes a lovely touch, leaves this lad for dead, Richardson for dead. Turner goes the wrong way, and it is 2-2. It's all happening, and look at this. Oldham are up there, Rochdale, but Swindon do not look like they can be caught, and I'm now... Part of me is really kicking myself for pandering to the board at the start of the season and not playing the way that I believe we should play. Trying to be this direct defensive style side is not what we're good at, as Harrison Neal just wallops that downfield. But Shane Long picks it up, and now Harrison Neal has it back to Coogan. Yeah, I feel we should have probably stuck to his guns a little bit as we go into Jason Lowe. We've settled down a little bit now. Cal Roberts into Shane Long. Shane Long down the left-hand side of the area. Back into Jason Lowe. Takes a couple of touches. If he can get this across, surely we score. And we certainly do. Cal Roberts, I mean, How many people are you watching in series or playing with just the one striker, with the shadow striker off him in this formation? But it's a lovely build-up from Scunthorpe again. And look at the players here. We've got in the box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you count in my friend Harrison Neal on the edge of the box. That is a lovely, lovely goal. And we can be very, very attacking in this formation. Despite that looking a little bit negative, it doesn't seem to be. And we've been pretty good there, it must be said. Let's... I'm delighted with that. Don't let your performance levels drop. That's it, boys. We got this in the bag. We've got this in the bag. I think what we'll do is, I think we are just going to go a little bit more cautious. It did work for us in the last game. And just try and hold on to this, really. We know we can hit these on the break. Chaplin's struggling a little bit at the back. We are going to make some changes. As it gets to 70 minutes, I think that would be the ideal time to get a couple of changes on and just freshen it up a little bit, which it is now. It's 70 minutes on the clock. Berry's the one who is really, really struggling at the moment. So I think Kian Scales makes sense. That's just going to be as one sub for this moment. Kian Scales back in, obviously, the playoff hero, back in the fold as well. These players from last year we haven't just discarded by any stretch of the imagination. We've got some defending to do here. It's headed away well by Chaplin, but Harrison Neal is on it like a flash. Jason Law is forward. He takes a touch. Can we continue this breakaway? Jason Law down the right. Goes into Harrison Neal. Takes a lovely touch. Neal going forward. Oh, and it's hitting the side netting from Harrison Neal. He's not normally that far forward, but on that occasion, doing particularly well. Archie Chaplin is struggling a little bit. I think bringing Jake Hull on for him now wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. I don't really want to change my front three at this moment. I think we carry on as we are. 86 minutes on the clock. Do I trust us to see this out? Do you know what? I think I might. 88 minutes. Oh, we've got a highlight. And Jake Eastwood decides to go long, which is not normal for us in this system. But Harrison Neal picks it up again. It's wallop forward, but Gateshead will pick it up. Shane Long closing down Turner. They play out in to Sakira. Now Richardson goes forward. We're going to have some defending to do. Oh, well done, Elliot. And now Cal Roberts. That's a nice ball, but Shane Long didn't read it. Gateshead come forward again. Please don't concede, boys. I've just been saying I trust you to deal with this as Jason Law down our left-hand side. Can he win it? Wern gets past him. Defending to be done. Oh, dear me. How have we given a penalty away there? What's he done there? And Jake Eastwood, who was the number one at the start of the season, has the chance from the spot. And he's not going to save that in a million years, is there? Martin gets the goal, and that is so disappointing. I'm not quite sure what Duru did. Can we see this? Can we see what he did? I don't need to watch it from that far back, I don't believe. But no, I don't quite know what Duru actually did there, if I'm honest. If we just have a quick look at it, I think we... I don't see what he did. Let's just have a quick look. Elliot gets it back to Roberts. Now it goes into Long. And Wern picks it up. I just don't quite see what he did. So Wern's down this side here. He crosses it in. And what's he do here? He's handled it, hasn't he? It's handball. It's the most blatant handball. I mean, wow. And that is full time. It is 3-3. And it's just from a simple moment of madness from Duru. But I think we can be happy with that performance. It's just a moment of madness that's cost us. We do drop to 4th on 46 points. We're 11 points behind Swindon, but we're very much in the playoffs. It's just if we can catch Swindon, which is looking a bit ominous. But believe in us, I'm sure we can. Schedule-wise, where are we now? I'm thinking we might come back around York, Kidderminster, somewhere like that. In fact, we've got Swindon in a couple of games' time. It might be worth coming back for that and Solihull Moors. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll play a couple of games now, and then we'll come back for Swindon and Solihull Moors. That'll be tomorrow's episode. And then we'll sort of blitz on a bit from there. But I hope you've enjoyed that one. Please do like and subscribe. It's something different at the weekends for us here. And we will see you on the next one. Ta-ra!